We're going back to the waiver wire. We're looking at the top players at each position, seeing which one we want to allocate our fab to, how much to spend, how much I want to spend, what's it going to take, is it worth our time? We're going to do that all today. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at these players every day. We're looking at the waiver wire every day. We will have more waiver wire content tomorrow. The next day, we're doing deep dives on these players so you can understand where these players are coming from, their situation, the advanced analytics. We're looking at the matchups every single game. We're doing player rankings, and we're also doing battle videos, all to help you set your lineups. It's all here for free. Click that button. Stop missing out. This is our second waiver wire video of the week. On Mondays, we go a little bit shallow, more for 12-man leagues, 14, 16 rounds. Guys you're more likely to see. A little different this time around because I'm going to give you an idea of what to do with the fab. Starting off with Marquise Brown. I got the money right there because he's going to be expensive. He's going to be expensive. Like 10% minimal, but you're probably going to have to push for more than that if you really want them. If you know people in your league is going to be shooting after him. He is a target. He is going to be productive with Worthy out, Rashi out. He is going to be productive. He is going to be seeing targets. He is going to be getting opportunity. 16 targets in week 1. 10 balls caught, 99 yards. He's a prime target. He's going to be expensive. If you absolutely need him, I'd be blowing 15 to 20. If you're just trying to get them, seeing if you can, 10, 12%, that's what I'd be looking at. I've been talking in percent, but really depends on how much you got. That's why I'm saying percentage. So if you're talking about out of 100, obviously that's $10. But look at Brown. If you're trying to get him, you better just try and get him because you are going to get a good workload out of him in a prime position here with the Chiefs. Quentin Johnston should be expensive, but not as much. You're probably looking at around that 10% range, 10 to 12-ish when you're looking at that. 12 to 15 if you're trying to get him. 10 if you're just trying to get him but you don't care. If you're just shooting your shot, 5 to 8%. I am targeting him, but buyer beware. I think he's going to be volatile. There is some games where he's going to crash out on you, and there's games where he's going to cash out on you like he did in week 1. I imagine he's going to have 3 to 5 big games this season, around 20-ish points or more in those games. I imagine he's going to have a few wide receiver 2 weeks, and then the downs are going to be downs. That's what I'm expecting with Quentin Johnston, and if Keenan Allen's there, he's going to be expensive. People are going to chase him. They're going to see the 10 targets, the touchdown, the 7 catches, and in a lot of leagues, I imagine people are going to be blowing fab. I say about 10-ish%. I'd be trying to get him for like 5 to 8. There's a little bit of a carousel effect brewing here with the Chargers because you got Ladd McConkey, you got Quentin, and now you got Keenan. They're going to be taking turns of who's getting it every single week. That's something to pay attention to. You got Denver twice. You got Chiefs one more time. Those are bad matchups, but I guess it didn't matter in week 1. But still, you're looking at Keenan Allen getting targets. If he's there, you're going to have to pay up a little bit. JuJu Smith-Schuster, he should be a little bit cheaper. I wouldn't go more than 5%. I'd let him go if somebody's willing to pay more. Definitely. I don't think he's going to have a strong run for the whole season. I think he will have some games here and there where you're interested. He only scored 10.5 last week. Like, he may have some good production, but I don't think it's going to be worth it with too much fab spent. Like, I don't think it's going to be consistent. I don't think it's going to be forever once Rashee Rice is back. And that's not too much farther away. It's going to be here before you know it. Week 6, Detroit, that ain't too far away. I'm not blowing my fab just in case these running backs start to go down. Kayshon Boutte, special discount. I believe you can catch him for less than 5%. I believe people look at his name and they look at the Patriots. They think of Stephon Diggs. I don't think people are going to go after him. He's a target, and I'm going to try and get him on the cheap. He's probably the guy I'm trying to get most. I believe he's going to be running a lot of routes this season per game. He's going to have some games where he's targeted. Might be a little bit volatile, but he's going to be at a good discount. He can sit on the back of my roster until I need to move on and get something else. And he's going to have the opportunity to get targets, run a lot of routes, and certain matchups he's going to hit. Some matchups he's going to not. Some people might chase the points. Some people might not. I'm going to try and get him on the cheap. He should be good at a discount. And if not, cool. They can have him for more. Cedric, Tillman, same. I want him on the cheap. I don't want to pay up for him. It's the Browns. The Browns should just create volatility. It's Flacco. He's going to be pushing it to him, but still, a lot of these matchups here, they ain't great for the Browns coming up. You got the Ravens on the road. You got the Packers. You got Detroit on the road. You got Minnesota. You got Pittsburgh on the road. I look for the Browns to keep taking L's. Things ain't going to be looking good for this team. They're going to try and slow down the game script with their defense. Cedric Tillman, though, I like him. I'm targeting him. That's why the target's there. But I'm going to try and get him for like 5%-ish, maybe even less than that. Calvin Austin, I'm not targeting him. I'm not going out of my way. But if I am looking at another wide receiver, I will throw a buck. I'll throw a chip or so out there, see if I can get him. That's how I feel about Calvin Austin. But if I don't get him, I'm not going to care that much. I don't see him getting 6 targets every game. I do see him getting some explosive games here and there, but that's something to pay attention to. Austin, I'll throw a chip on. Dylan Sampson, I'm targeting, but I'm also looking at all the stash running backs. I'm throwing chips on them. I'm not going too hard at him, so I may not end up getting him. I'm talking like 5+%, 5 to 10. If I feel like I really need a running back for whatever reason, because there's not many injuries at the running back position right now, 10-ish. If I don't, 5-ish. If I don't get them, then I'm going to my other stash running backs, like an Ollie Gordon, Quentin Johnston, whoever it is. I'm pivoting to whatever stash running back it is. Ray Davis, Trey Benson, not just Ollie Gordon, who's pictured. Dolphins look bad, but red zone looks will eventually be there. If Hn gets hurt, he's next man up. The RB2 here, historically, previously, has been productive. I can't picture all like 20 stash running backs. It's super deep this year. From Ollie Gordon to DJ Giddens to Taj Brooks. There's so many of them. Pick your flavor, but we're revolving the door, shuffling the chairs on the Titanic before you hit the iceberg with our stash running backs if need be. Daniel Jones. He's got weapons and he can facilitate. He should be cheap off the waiver wire. Nobody wants Daniel Jones. He does not have a good matchup in week 2. Could be a bad one on week 3 on the road. You may use him more weeks 4, 5, and 6. I would not pay much for him. 1%, if that. You might catch him back on the waiver wire come around week 4. Michael Penix, he's a target for me. I will pay up a little bit if I feel like I need a quarterback. I am in on him. There's something up with Drake London that we see. We're going to watch those reports. But still, he's got plenty of weapons with Bijan Robinson to Kyle Pitts. Darnell Mooney will be back. I don't think London's going to be out forever if he's out. But Michael Penix has some weapons to look at to facilitate the rock to. Been looking solid. Got 26 fantasy points per sleeper yesterday. Could be different in your league. It's different league to league with quarterbacks. Almost 300 yards and a touchdown. 21 rushing yards, so a decent floor there. Trevor Lawrence, he's got 2 good wide receivers now. Brian Robinson Jr., and now he's got Travis Hunter. He's never had that before, and now we're going to have some matchups here that might push the game script a little bit. Some of these matchups you want to stay away, but on top of that, Travis Hunter's ramping up. He's just now getting ready to cook. That Carolina game, that game script got out of hand. They got up on them. So they did not need to push the rock around. They still threw it 31 times. That's a good indicator. It was in the rain, kind of. They had to take a weather delay. That is something to pay attention to. You got Cincinnati on the road. That could be an interesting matchup as Cincinnati wants to push the pace. They couldn't against the Browns. You got Houston coming up. San Francisco on the road. I want to watch that one because that was a slobber knocker game they had. And then you got the Chiefs. We want to watch that. Geno Smith comes in with almost 20 points, depending on your league. 362 yards, 1 touchdown, 10 yards on the ground. We got some favorable matchups coming up. Maybe he's a target. Maybe he needs a couple chips put on him. Chargers, Washington, Bears are historically, at least the last year, have not been great for quarterbacks. That could change come tonight. Colts on the road. That team can move the ball. They showed that. Tennessee, KC. That's too far down the line. Those ain't great matchups as of right now, but we shall see once injuries start to hit. He is a guy you may want to look at the most here. Chargers, Washington, Chicago, Colts. Some interesting matchups coming up. Juwan Johnson, he's a target for me. You're probably pushing 10% of your budget. Now, if you're desperate, which you shouldn't be, up towards like 12. I don't want to go up to 15 on a tight end, but if you have to, you have to. I don't trust Spencer Rattler. Really, my strategy here is if I got room for a tight end, if I'm looking at it, I'm going to throw a couple chips out there up to 5%, see if I get him. Typically in my leagues, I'm not hurting that bad. And when it comes to tight end, I don't want to pay up for it, especially if I want late round tight end or if I'm streaming. The reason why I'm streaming is to stay cheap at the position. So I'm not going to allocate my fab when I see a lot of veteran running backs who didn't get banged up last year, who still have a full season ahead of them, and a lot of good rookie running backs just sitting there on the waiver wire. Harold Fannin is emerging. We do have a nasty schedule coming up. I think he's going to be solid. He had a solid prospect profile. This is a solid tight end. I think there's a lot of upside here. I think he's going to be solid for a good career. He is a rookie right now. Could be volatile. The schedule's not so great. You might be able to catch him again. I believe he's going to have some more moments this year. I don't know if he's going to be steady. You still got the Chief there. You still got Flacco. It's still the Browns. Michael Mayer might be starting for the Raiders. I don't know if Bauer's going to be out or not. The reports were good, but we don't know how good yet. I'd throw a couple chips if you're interested. If you got Bauer, maybe if you can make the roster spot. But if you throw a couple chips on, you might catch them, especially if the news doesn't hit till later in the week. Maybe you just throw a couple speculation chips. You do have some good matchups coming up. Chargers, Washington, Bears, Colts. That could lend to some fantasy production. Plus, on top of that, Geno was looking solid. So this could be a get for you if you do lose Bowers, if you want that handcuff just in case the injury hits, and you don't want to pay up for Juwan Johnson or the other tight ends, because there's going to be a bidding war probably for Harold Fannin, because all the sites are talking him up. They all have him ranked 1 or 2, so that's something to pay attention to. I look at all the sites too and what they're doing with their waiver wire content, and that gives me an idea of what like mainstream gamers are looking at and how they're going to value things, because they're not going to think too much outside the box. So if you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, there you go. I will have more waiver wire content tomorrow. We're going to go like 20 deep at wide receiver, 20 deep at running back, 2 separate videos. We've done this for multiple years every week. We're going to continue to do that. Wednesday is more like your confirmation bias video. Most people watch it. Most waivers have ran, but it's the most watched. We're going to do one on all the positions, going deep on that. However, waivers run late for a lot of folks too, so they need that content too, so that's why that still goes. And then we're going to pluck apart the waiver wire one by one with the deep dives with the You Need series. So anybody trending is going to get a You Need video throughout the week. It starts off slower on Monday, ramps up on Tuesday, harder Wednesday, harder Thursday, harder Friday, harder Saturday, and we're setting lineups. Click that button. Stop missing out. You need to subscribe so you stop missing out on all this free content that I'm digging up for you. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.